like to extend a warm welcome to everyone who was able to make it to this afternoon discussion. This is a special discussion, and as you can see, it threw all of our schedules into a tailspin. But because it was the last day of the month, number one, we thought it was that important. It was just that important that we needed to go ahead and make this opportunity for you all to hear what you may not have heard prior to today, because this product was just launched over the weekend, over this past week in Cancun, Mexico. And the official announcement didn't go out until this past Monday night when Dr. Prasad covered a lot of the details. And that isn't nearly enough time for everybody to get to know the benefits of the gut and how you and I can do something very simple to take care of our gut. And that may be kind of hard to believe. I've got a lot of my clients that I'll tell you, they love many of our products, but many of them say, I always have this problem. It's something about when I swallow these capsules, my gut hurts, or my this or my that. They all complaining about something. So I was always recommending certain digestive enzymes to them, things that were often very, very expensive. So even before this announcement was made, that was one of the things that we were going to focus on, was gut health, trying to help people to understand what they could do, because let's just face it, it's a real problem. It's a real challenge. So before we really get into our discussion, especially with Dr. Prasad, please understand that the FDA has not evaluated any of these comments. So what we're presenting is for information and educational purposes only. We strongly recommend that you seek the competent medical advice of professionals that you trust when making decisions about your health and well-being. I'm not a medical doctor. Dr. Prasad is a scientist. So Dr. Prasad is going to be presenting pure science to us. Speak to your primary healthcare physician if you want advice and medical advice, even if we are answering some of your questions and giving suggestions about nutrition and supplement. Engage Global does not claim that its products cure, treat, or heal. These are supplements. What we're talking about is the food that's missing from our food. So that's what you're going to be hearing about today. So, by the way, today is September the 30th, 2023, and it's just about 10 minutes after 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know, I could tell Dr. Prasad's time got thrown off just like mine, because I just looked up and all of a sudden, boom, it was almost 3 o'clock and I'm just scrambling trying to get myself set. And I was working on this PowerPoint presentation, getting all the research together for you folks to make sure that you had everything that you would need to be able to make an informed decision. So what's the challenge? Our digestive health deteriorates because aging, poor diet, unhealthy lifestyle. Now, one of those things we can't do anything about. Almost two of those things we can't do anything about. We can't do anything about aging. That's just, Father Time. There's only some of these grains of sand in that hourglass. Eventually, it's just going to run out. Poor diet, we can make good choices, but I hate to say it, the deck is really stacked against us, because no matter how good your choices are, so many things are laced with components that present a challenge to our body's ability to digest. And then unhealthy lifestyle, sometimes we just choose the wrong thing because our lifestyle lends itself to making bad choices. I was talking with some friends that came over last night. They went to a restaurant, and the pressure to consume things that they would not ordinarily consume was so strong and so overwhelming. They just said they felt like they needed to just have something. And they felt so funny saying, no, I just want this, or I just want that, when everybody else was enjoying these other delectable things that they ordinarily would stay away from. Lifestyle choices, unhealthy lifestyle choices. Well, what does that mean? It means that millions of people suffer from bloating, gas, constipation, stomach pain, compromised digestive enzymes, and secretions. It's just a big problem. And those are just some of the ways that it manifests. If you're on this call today and someone told you about it, there's a pretty good chance that at least one of those items just mentioned has struck home for you. I didn't think I had any bloating issues until I took one of Dr. Prasad's capsules. And in the first day or two, I thought, okay, well, maybe it was just, water weight. I lost some fluid because, when you're down in Mexico and you're eating foods that may be high in sodium, you pick up a little extra fluid. When you're flying in the air, you just have a little bit of fluid retention. But my belt size went down about 1 or 2 holes just from taking Dr. Prasad's digestive enzymes. So something was happening. So there was some spatial displacement there that was going on that I didn't realize. But here's some of the facts. Here's some of the facts when it comes to digestive issues. Between 60 and 70 million people are affected by all digestive diseases. Now, you just wrap your mind around that. Even if you take the low number, 60 million people, that's a lot of people. Chronic constipation, 63 million people. Gastroesophageal reflux. Boy, we just need to strike that out and just say heartburn and just get it over with. But 66 million people deal with that on a weekly basis. Inflamed stomach and intestines, 211 million people. And in IBS, imagine 15.3 million people are dealing with IBS. And the amount of money that's being spent to deal with these gastrointestinal issues is huge. And we mentioned the money side of it. It may not mean much to you, but seriously, folks, you need to think about that. Because if it's costing somebody money, that means someone is making money. And it could be that they're making money at the expense of your comfort. It could be that there's something happening there. Something is taking place there that literally has stacked the deck against you. So that's the reason why we share this information, so that you can be informed. You can know that you can do something about it. Take action. So how do you know if you need digestive enzymes? Well, just go back to what we just talked about. Do you feel any bloating? Do you suffer from gas? Do you suffer from constipation? At one client, she said, well, I have a bowel movement, 4 or 5 times a month. And I mean, I almost gasped. Do you know how many bowel movements you should have? It should be 1 meal in and 1 meal out. So every time you eat, you need to give up something. My mother-in-law was suffering with that for quite a while. And we now are putting her on the digestive enzymes as well. Do you suffer from diarrhea? Do you have stomach cramps? Do you suffer from poor digestion? All of that can be a serious problem. And again, advancing age causes this. Pancreas that could be in distress causes this. Damage to membrane of the intestinal wall can cause it. Poor diet, poor lifestyle, many of the things that we mentioned before. So you heard the problem now. And so don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you the bad news. And I'm telling you the bad news because I don't want Dr. Prasad to have to tell you the bad news. So Dr. Prasad, I want him to just tell you the good news. So now we got all the bad news out of the way. All right, that's the reality of what we're facing. Now I'd like to present to you the solution. The solution begins with the conversation centered around this gentleman right here, Dr. Kedar M. Prasad. He's the Chief Science Officer for the company Engage Global. And just a little bit of Dr. Prasad's background would help you to understand why he's eminently qualified to talk on this subject, why he is the right one to tell us about the solution. Anybody, I mean, me and Bernard can tell you all the bad news all day long, but what you need to hear is what you can do. Well, Dr. Prasad was a professor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine for 30 years. So we're not talking about Dr. Prasad here, we're talking about Professor Prasad. This is the man who was the instructor for doctors. He taught doctors. He's forgotten more than most of us know. He was the former president of the International Society of Cancer and Nutrition, a member of the Royal Society of Medicine, London, UK. He was also invited to be on the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee in candidates of medicine. Do you think he's qualified to tell us a little something about medicine? They do not extend that invitation to nominate in the category of medicine to just anyone. This gentleman rose to that standard of excellence that the Nobel Peace Prize Committee said, we need your opinion, Dr. Prasad. Who should we award the Nobel Peace Prize to? He was the world's first radiation biology PhD. That's important because whether we realize it or not, radiation is having a direct effect on every aspect of our health, including digestive health. His products have been awarded 8. We used to say 7, but we can now say 8 U.S. patents on micronutrients. And the attorneys are saying another one is on the way. So very soon, Dr. Prasad will have 9 patented formulas that he's putting together. That means he's figured out formulations, product formulations that millions of other scientists had not come up with that particular combination. So we're standing in the shadow of excellence and brilliance. He discovered, and here's where it kind of gets interesting. He discovered the anti-cancer potency of vitamin E succinate. I didn't know that there was more than one type of vitamin E personally, and I've been in the nutrition industry for 30-some years. I didn't know. Dr. Prasad knew, and he knew that one particular type of vitamin E happened to be cytotoxic to cancer. So which vitamin E should you and I choose? Or which one do you think he put in his formulas? Yeah, the one that, oh, by the way, happens to kill cancer cells as well. But this one brings us almost to our subject matter, this next one. He discovered that butyric acid, the small fatty acid formed by the fermentation of fibers in the gut, is an anti-cancer agent. Dr. Prasad is an expert on the gut. He knows the gut. He knows how it works. He knows the elements in it that do you good, and he knows the elements in it that do you some harm. So we're very fortunate to have his expertise being brought to this discussion right now. He's the author, co-author of some 33 books. I met his son last week, who also is co-author on some of Dr. Prasad's book. But this gentleman right here, at the ripe young age of 88, is still cranking out books. He's knocking on 89. He's got another book up his sleeve already. He's been published 250 times in peer review publications. And Dr. Prasad, this is just a snapshot of some of Dr. Prasad's publications, the books. Just look it over and you see many, many diseases and conditions you don't want to get. Well, Dr. Prasad has written about those subjects and how nutrients can make a difference in helping the body to ward off those kinds of problems. I encourage you to take a screenshot, take a shot of this. Oh, wait, you don't see the next screen, do you? There you go. This is some of the books, but this next screenshot here, take a snapshot of this screen. Take your camera, put it up there and get that QR code, because with that QR code, it'll take you straight to Amazon and you'll get his latest book that was published on dementia and memory loss. I encourage you to do that before you forget, before you think it's all a bunch of science, and that's a pun was intended, by the way, but it was designed to get your attention. Before you think it's just a bunch of science gobbledygook, it was written for the public. So you'll be able to understand it. However, it does present the latest scientific information on how micronutrients can improve current drug treatment that people may have for memory-related issues. But while you're there, you might as well grab that book on cancer. Search for the one on diabetes too while you're at it. Anything you see with Kedar N. Prasad on it, you need to just buy it. That's all I can just tell you right now. It's just a good piece of advice. Put that in your library. Don't trust that you'll be able to get it in digital form. Get the physical copies while they're still available as quick as you can. So it is my pleasure, my privilege to introduce to our discussion and welcome Dr. Prasad to our discussion. Thank you so much, Dr. Prasad, for your willingness to join us and be a part of this discussion and help this audience to be able to understand how it is and why something can be done about gut health.
Yes, thank you.
For taking the time out.
As usual, I always enjoy talking to you and your colleagues and engage family about new products.
Oh, they want to hear it. They want to hear it. So tell me something, Dr. Prasad. My first question to you is, when you see those numbers of all these millions of people that are dealing with digestive and gut issues, is that real, or is that kind of a fabrication? Are those numbers exaggerated?
I think that's extremely real, because people are growing old. And as you grow older, you can't help it. Your salivary gland, pancreas, the small intestine, the stomach, which used to produce a normal level of digestive enzyme, now they can't produce it. They produce it still, but not sufficient amount for your digestions.
I got you.
And therefore it is very important to have a digestive enzyme as you grow older, and so that you can feel better. And
Very good. Very
right?
good. Can I throw another side question at you? This is just my own personal curiosity.
Yeah.
And you can, dismiss the question if you want and comment on it later if you like. But I was told many years ago that if we take digestive enzymes, we're literally training our body not to produce its own digestive enzyme. Why is that not necessarily a true statement?
No, the thing, if you are a younger person, for example, or you're producing a sufficient amount of things, a sufficient amount of digestive enzyme, and if you take extra enzymes, it will have no purpose. But it will, in some cases, it could not set up the other enzyme. This is old thinking that if somebody is working and if you add something else, then they will not work. That's not true. It is just the one which you thought useful is not going to be useful because you are already making a sufficient amount of pancreas like a person of 20 years age. So why he will take it until he has a specific health issue like ulcer or something else, then he can take it. But otherwise, normally he doesn't have to take it. But if he does take it, it is going to be the waste. It has no impact. It has no impact. But it would not reduce the capacity of your organ to produce enzyme.
I see. So the body still will produce the enzyme that
Still
it needs to
produce it, but if he see that, well, I will wait it, I will produce some other time. You see what I mean? But function does not deteriorate.
I got you. Okay, so that makes perfect sense. And I think that would help everybody to understand then that there's no downside to helping our body deal with this, because let's just face it, some of the things that we're eating, our body wasn't designed to process.
The first statement is incorrect, and I have pointed this out, and they will be corrected. There are no 5 major macronutrients. There are only 3. Protein, carbohydrate, and fats. So that's incorrect statement. I don't know who did it. But I mean, when we were having a trial run, I pointed out, but somebody did not correct it. There are 3 major protein. What is daddy is a carbohydrate type. So daddy is not a protein, carbohydrate, and fats. And sugar is a simple carbohydrate. Sugar should not be treated as a separate macronutrient. So there are only protein, carbohydrate, and fats. So
okay.
Okay. Pretty good. How about y'all?
Hang on one second here. Let's we're gonna just take away the unmuting capability of the audience, and that'll solve that problem right there. So
okay, that's okay. We can do it later on. And these macronutrients cannot be absorbed from the intestine until they are broken into pieces. That's correct. Digestive enzyme breaks down these macronutrients into smaller pieces for better absorption. Digestive enzymes are key to helping to digest these macronutrients very effectively. So you need a digestive enzyme for sure.
Okay. So we got that straight now. We now know that you said that sugars really falls into the same category as carbohydrates, as you said?
Simple carbohydrate. Now, I will tell you later on, the complex carbohydrate is a starch and fiber. Simple carbohydrate is sugar. And a dairy product comes in a carbohydrate because it has some people get a sensitive to lactose, but it cannot be separated as a separate macronutrient.
Okay. Well, I got it. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why they come up with a 5 one.
Okay. All right. Well, we're down to 3 now. So now we got it clear.
That's good.
So if somebody wants to take a screenshot, that's the correct statement right there.
Yeah, right. That's correct.
According to Professor Prasad. All right. So you guys got that. So just because it's in writing doesn't mean it's true unless the professor says it's true.
Yeah, no, I mean, this literature says for 1,000 years. So this is the case.
That's right. That's right. And now, is this still a little bit off too because of
I think
the
so
same
because
reasons?
protein digestion is okay. Protein digestion like protease, and there are there are many proteases, but there are two ones that we have added: pepsin, aminopeptides. And many places you won't see in a commercial product this kind of combination because pepsin breaks up the protein chain at one part. Amino acid, aminopeptidase breaks up on the another part. So until you have both proteases, protein cannot be broken into smaller pieces for better absorption. So this is very important to remember.
Okay. So
And
you just told us the purpose of our digestive enzymes, and now you've kind of broken it up into different categories as to what you were targeting with the formulation that you put together.
yes.
Okay.
And again, the next one, I'm going to backward because the front one was not confusing. Then it is digestion lactase. Actually, the lactase is the come as a contaminant in the dairy product. And our body, some people, most of the people have this enzyme, but some people have a lactose intolerance.
Right.
And lactose intolerant, then you can't drink milk. You can't have any milk product. But if you take our digestive enzyme, then you feel free to take whatever you want to take, ice cream or milk, no effect.
Oh, wow.
So that's the reason we added a lactase in our preparation. For
Wow.
those people who have a lactose intolerance and cannot have a ice cream. I love ice cream.
Oh, wow.
But some people are, quite a few
I hope
people.
y'all heard that. I hope everybody just got that. I'm surprised that all the hands not going up right now. People are now starting to say, you mean to tell me I can go back and get the ice cream that I gave up?
That's right, exactly.
Oh my
You
goodness.
take this before taking the ice cream.
Wow. So that also falls into the category of cheeses and other dairy products, like you said.
That's right. Any product, yes.
Wow.
Milk product.
Wow. That's pretty good. Now, sugar.
Next food service is a bad one because carbohydrate is a two kind of carbohydrate: a simple carbohydrate and a complex carbohydrate. And I told you, simple carbohydrate is sugar that is taken care by alpha amylase because alpha amylase is two. But then when it comes to a carbohydrate, complex carbohydrate like a starch and fiber, it cannot be taken care of efficiently by alpha amylase alone. So we added alpha galactosidase.
Okay.
So this has nothing to do with sugar. Alpha galactose should have been here. And alpha amylase should be here.
So really, these should be switched around. This comment.
Because complex carbohydrate can be destroyed, or can be not destroyed, can be broken on smaller pieces only by alpha galactose. That's why we have added this one. Alpha amylase can be do some, but obviously the simple carbohydrate like sugar is digested very easily by alpha amylase. You don't require alpha galactose for sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's now it is okay.
Okay. All right. Y'all see that, Professor Prasad?
Yeah. First, sugar should not be as a separate item. It should be under carbohydrate because sugar is a carbohydrate. But it is a simple. So what one can do, one can make a complex carbohydrate and one can make a simple carbohydrate, which is a sugar as an example.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So that makes sense. But either way here, you've added the components to this formula to help us to deal with simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates.
Yes, because the alpha many preparation you will see, they will have alpha amylase, or there are some beta amylase or gamma amylase, but it is the most effective amylase for carbohydrate. But not many places I have seen putting alpha galactosidase, which is very important for breaking up complex carbohydrate.
Very interesting. So, but what about these folks who have lost their gallbladder and they're having trouble with processing fats? So the lipase.
So you don't need lipase. Lipase should be someplace. Yeah, of course. They have not listed lipase here. I don't know why. Lipase, lipase is a must. and a lipase would be, gastric lipase. They're different from different organ produce the lipases, but lipase is a good one no matter from where it comes, and for fat absorption. So now you have absorption, breaking up the fats, breaking up the carbohydrate, breaking up the protein, then you have excellent digestive enzyme.
Okay. So, but a person who doesn't have a gallbladder, we won't necessarily encourage them to go and eat bacon and all kinds of heavy fatty stuff, but whatever fats they do get, this will help them to absorb it.
We have a lipase in our, and also one thing that I wanted, that many of the commercial product has added a bromelain, which is found in a pancreas. If you eat a fruits, in many fruits, they have a bromelain. But bromelain was so powerful digestive enzyme, and it interferes with aggregate. If you are on say, for example, blood thinner, like Plavix or Eliquis, that can increase the risk of bleeding. And as you know, anything I have developed it, I have always make sure there is no chance of toxicity. And that's why we eliminated those things from our populations. We have not added bromelain.
Okay, I was checking to see if there was one of the slides that made reference to that, but that's a good point to keep
you're
in
right
mind.
there. No, it is lactate.
There it is. Okay, yes.
Yeah, bromelain is a form of protease because it increases the risk of bleeding in individuals with blood thinner. So, for example, we are taking a lot of, in a way, if you look at the omega-3 fatty acid is risk, but it is very minor risk. But bromelain was a very high risk. And that's why I said no. And it has no other purpose. We have enough digestive enzyme. So why to add extra digestive enzyme?
It's not necessary, even
Not
if there is a risk.
Exactly.
Increased risk of bleeding. So for those who are on now, listen carefully, folks. Dr. Prasad is not saying that bromelain will cause bleeding, but the risk is higher. So he chose not to put bromelain in the formula because of the risk. So a person who say has an ulcer or some other thing going on in their gut, why introduce something that could exacerbate it?
Exactly.
And, rather than have only things in there that would help it to heal.
Yes, and we have enough. I mean, there are many, there are several, they have identified digestive enzyme, but few of them is enough. Why to put 10 different types?
Right. Okay, that makes perfect sense, Dr. Prasad. That's I'm glad that you made that decision to do that. Let's see, did we get the other one here? Let's
lactase. We already discussed.
Well, you got that one. You did lactase. You covered.
Yeah.
And the benefits of digestive enzymes.
Yeah.
So you want to break this down for us? Because IBS is on this list.
Yeah, you can see that it reduced the symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, and you made millions of people suffer from this disease. Increase absorption of nutrients. So if your gut is healthy, and then it is absorbing very well. That absorption of nutrient will be absorbed very well. Carbohydrate, fats, and everything else.
This is a big deal right here, Dr. Prasad. That's a big deal because now people can actually absorb microdaily better.
Yeah, but microdaily, if you're for that entire intestine have to be healthy, but in other macronutrient that we added, it doesn't require absorption, digestion. In other words, they don't require digestive enzyme. They simply require the healthy gut for absorption.
Okay, I got you.
We'll discuss later on about the probiotics. But here is to make sure everything macronutrient that you are taking is absorbing very well.
Okay, I get it. So then the nutrients, even albeit there's less nutrients in our food now than ever before, what is in our food, your body's better able to absorb it.
Exactly.
I got you. And did you all hear that, folks?
Yeah.
Dr. Prasad just said that microdaily is not a digestive thing. The body absorbs it. So you don't have to worry about digesting microdaily. That's powerful.
Yeah. The digestive enzyme is simply to break down the macronutrient, protein,
Macronutrients.
fat, and carbohydrate.
Macronutrients, not
Yeah.
micronutrients. So
Not
micronutrients and
micronutrient. No,
macronutrients are two different things.
two different things.
Wow. Wow.
So
That's pretty good. So that basically then what you're saying is then that because we don't have teeth in our stomach, we need digestive enzymes.
right. And if you not have a digestive enzyme, then your stomach is very unhealthy because you have constipation, and that will interfere with the absorption of micronutrient.
Mm-hmm.
So,
can you tell us a little bit about gut leakage?
Yeah. It will improve. And gut leakage is also improved by probiotics too. And so I will discuss later on how the combination is a unique way to make your stomach healthy. And actually, I was so excited about this both combination that I decided to write a paper about the how important is the healthy gut for your overall well-being while you are aging. And so I will revive this 2,500 years ago. Well, and that is the way I start my line. 25 years ago, the father of medicine, what was his name?
Hippocrates?
Hippocrates says that all human diseases begins in the gut.
Yeah.
That will be my started line on this paper.
That's good. That's good. Well, we're looking forward to that paper. So
Yeah.
88 years old, and he's still writing papers, scientific papers, to educate and inform the scientific community about new things. That's beautiful.
They forget about all these things.
That's beautiful. That's good to hear, Dr. Prasad. So tell us then, what is it that makes your digestive enzyme, your formula, so special?
But like I said, right combination. We have, for example, right combination of proteases. We have right combination of the alpha amylase, which some can break sugar, simple sugar. Some can break the complex carbohydrate, and so then we have all these things, lipase. We have a lactase. So we have just about the right amount combination of these that takes care of the entire digestive problem. And then, as I mentioned, that we wanted to make a quantity. Quantity is also important. Sometimes you see in commercial market they add at random, but the amount that we have added is sufficient to take care of the digestion issue. And even me, I was having that kind of problem, but I didn't know why. But now, anytime I take a meal, I take a digestive enzyme, and then it gets digested. I feel better, and so this is very important that what we have added the right amount of each of the digestive enzyme that we have done it. And of course, we always have a safety issue, that is, make sure it is safe. And so, and they think that we have some enzymes are of plant origin, some are human origin. So we have from both sources, but it's the best.
That's beautiful.
And now this is very important that you have whenever you have complete digestions of macronutrient, protein, fat, and carbohydrates, you will have a healthy aging, enhanced nutrient absorption, because if you're not because of the digestive enzyme, and nutrient, it didn't say macro or micronutrient, but you can say the nutrient absorption because it includes both. You should have said enhanced macronutrient absorption, not just the nutrient. You see what I mean?
Yeah. That's right.
Enhanced macronutrient absorption. Yeah. Contributes to the healthy gut, of course, it does. Relief of gas, bloating, and that's increased energy. Obviously, you will get it. So these are all okay.
Beautiful. All right, so we got a nice couple of nice updates to our discussion.
Yeah.
And this is where you're going to tell us the difference between digestive enzymes and the probiotic.
That's the way I will write the paper.
Started.
Now, because here the digestive enzyme is that anything, because we are getting old, and the production of digestive enzyme reduces, so we are compensating it so that whatever macronutrient you are taking it, protein, fats, and carbohydrate, they will get easily absorbed. That it can be easily absorbed. And so that's very important. But when you talk about the intestine, the probiotics and prebiotics, as you grow older, this is also true. As you grow older, what we call intestinal dysbiosis occurs. What intestinal biosis means, the number of harmful bacteria increases over the number of beneficial bacteria.
Right.
And we call them intestinal biosis. So as you grow older, with or without any disease, still intestinal dysbiosis occurs.
Right.
And what in intestinal dysbiosis occurs, they produce a lot of toxic chemicals, like pro-inflammatory cytokines, which can get absorbed and damage your pancreas, your salivary gland,
Oh,
that
wow.
will produce less
Digestive enzymes.
digestive enzyme, or in all other organs,
Everything else. Yeah.
everything else. And so the question is that how do you do it? How do you take care of that? The one and only way is to take probiotics with prebiotics. Then the intestinal biosis does not occur. It reverts back to original one, where the number of beneficial bacteria increases. And as you know, number of intestinal bacteria produces vitamin K, some B vitamin neurotransmitter, and has a brain, gut-brain axis, so send message to the brain to be happy. And so it is very important that we keep number of beneficial bacteria always higher number than the harmful bacteria. And one and only way you can do it is probiotics. And when that happens, then your intestinal becomes healthy, because on one end, you are preventing any problem of digestion. On the other hand, you are giving the even digestive enzyme a kind of a synergistic effect that they maintain a healthy, because they are producing a good bacteria, are producing some substances that will strengthen the wall of the intestine. And if they strengthen the wall of the intestine, they can also produce more digestive enzymes. And so in a way, it is interdependent and in some aspects. And so it is very important not only to have a digestive enzyme, but also at the same time, your stomach has a more beneficial bacteria than harmful bacteria. And one and only way you can do it is this, that take both. But don't take both at the same time. I think digestive enzyme is only effective when you take a 15 minutes or half an hour before, more effective. You can take it right after if you forget sometime. But I think ideal way is doing before that, and then you take any kind of carbohydrate, any kind of food, they will be digested very easily.
Dr. Prasad, this is huge. What you just said is huge, because see, there were many folks at one time who were thinking that the probiotic was about supporting digestion. And
No.
you've just clarified, that the probiotic is really about the environment that our body is in.
Right.
And if the environment that our body is in, if the stasis that our body is in, whatever condition is in, it's either favoring disease or not favorable to disease.
Exactly.
So gut biosis versus dysbiosis. So the probiotic really just is overall beneficial to our entire health, but the digestive enzyme has to do with our intestinal comfort.
Right, and also then they can do a better job under that kind of environment. Digestive enzyme can perform better, because now your organs that is not being damaged by intestinal biosis, harmful bacteria. They are producing as they like to produce, and then you are providing additional supplement, so they can be very easily done.
This product right here then is a must.
Must.
And that's the reason why you put this as part of the basic bundle along with Micro Daily, because this one is a must. This is
Must.
about health overall, folks. We can't leave
Overall.
this one out. We have to have this one in our body.
And if combination is intestine healthy, then your body is healthy, your mind is healthy.
Mhm.
Always remember that. You must maintain your gut healthy. This is the first job.
It's everything.
Then
It's everything. So your feeling of well-being
yes,
improves
improves.
because the gut is healthy. If you don't have the bloating, you're not afraid
No
of what
matter
you
how
eat.
much, if you take some micronutrient, it will help some,
Yeah.
but optimal.
Yeah. I had folks who were saying that they were afraid of food. I mean,
Yeah.
literally afraid of food. I had this conversation with someone just 3 weeks ago. They were afraid of food. They had limited their life to just 2 or 3 different things because their body could not handle it, Dr. Prasad.
Yeah. And so many people will get so much benefit, you wouldn't believe it. And as I said that after talking to you today, I thought I'm going to write in a separate paper that the important thing is to make sure that your gut is healthy before you pay to any other organ.
That's right.
See, in a medicine right now, no doctor will ask how's your gut.
Right. No.
Oh, you have these symptoms, you recommend some medication.
Yeah. No one will focus on that whatsoever.
No. And some
folks,
of the medication could interfere with the health of the gut.
Yeah. And you didn't even go on to talk about how things like what is it, ibuprofen, Advil,
Yeah.
just completely destroys the gut. And by the way, Tylenol, acetaminophen, also depletes glutathion.
Yeah, glutathione, that's right.
You take too much of that, and the liver's out of whack, right?
And liver, yeah. And we figure out another very interesting thing that people don't remember it, and I was not aware of either, that which is very important for the for both diabetes and the brain function. That omega-3, generally we think, it is essential fatty acid, your body needs it, especially your brain function, you need it. But we found out that the omega-3 has another special function. It can, if you have by the way, brain also has an insulin receptor.
Oh, wow.
Brain also produces insulin. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. And glucose is same way, that they can become abnormal and then they produce less glucose, and then the glucose accumulates and they oxidize and all kind of problem occurs.
I guess it would make sense because you have to have glucose has to feed every cell. So
that's right. Glucose cannot feed itself until you have some target.
Right.
And until you have insulin to take the, if you have a lot of glucose hanging around, it cannot enter into the mitochondrial cell. Some insulin has to have or receptor.
Right.
And so what we found out that sometimes they become insulin resistant, and then found out that 2 ingredients. One is omega-3 fatty acid. The way insulin works, it goes to receptor and activate another protein called ATK. Sometimes it is also called protein kinase P, ATK. And as soon as they get phosphorylated or activated, then glucose transporter from the cytoplasm was lying idle. They just get transported to the cell membrane and then tell glucose to come in. Without that, glucose cannot come in inside the cell.
That's right.
And so what the melatonin, omega-3 does, that it directly, without going through the insulin receptor, it directly activates ATK protein. And as soon as that activation, the glucose transporter doesn't care whether it is coming through insulin or some other things doing it. They get transported to membrane, and then now glucose will come in.
That's huge. Folks, if you're here and hearing this for the first time, pay attention to what Professor Prasad just said. This man just said, and this is why the brain will benefit from omega-3, the heart and the other part of the body will benefit from omega-3 being in your body, because whether you're insulin resistant or not, this opens the cell to
Right.
allow glucose to go in with or without insulin. It's independent of
Exactly.
insulin. This,
Independent.
it almost performs the same task as insulin without
Yeah.
insulin.
That's right.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
amazing. That's amazing.
That's huge. That's huge. I hope you put that in your paper, Dr. Prasad.
Oh, I no. Well, that's how I'm doing it. Yeah, definitely. My
Wow.
book I'm writing on Alzheimer, I'm going to, all these things that we are discussing that will be in my book. Next book.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Well, just listen carefully, folks. What Dr. Prasad has shared with us today is just earth-shattering. Some of it is his own research and his own brilliance. Some of it is just research that he's uncovered that added to his own knowledge base, and that's why he's passing this on to us. See,
and also that my job also is not only that, but also publicize it, educate people on this. Nobody reads the original manuscript,
right.
But if I write it like this under this condition that we are discussing, Jonathan, then people get educated.
That's right.
That's right. My job.
And when that's what Dr. Prasad is saying to all of us is, let's help us get the word out. Now, here's what David Nemelka did for us so that we can all experience this and put ourselves in a position to help get the word out better. Is the product is so inexpensive is mind-boggling. So one digestive boost with all of the brilliance, with all of Dr. Prasad's science is only $39.99. But today is the last day of this promotion. So it's been going on this entire week. So you can buy 2 and get 1 free. I would suggest that everybody buy a few of these and then set the free one aside, because now you can turn around and give that free one as a gift to someone. So instead of sending someone in their baby shower a pair of booties or a toy that the kid will get bored with after a while, give them a digestive boost and that'll help the mom out, help dad out. So this is a real gift that will be of benefit. And I'm just kidding, folks, when I say don't give the baby shower a pair of booties or toy for the kid. I'm only just saying that to get your attention. But what I am saying is this as a gift is a beautiful gift to someone. So this will help get the word out, because once people start feeling better, then everyone wins. And just so for the record, for everyone to understand, Dr. Prasad's bundles are still the foundation. So if you're here for the first time right now and wondering what else has this brilliant man put together, well, these are just some of the combinations right here. The basic bundle, that's the bottom line. You just heard him explain why the probiotic daily is so important. Gut dysbiosis, that's the foundation of disease. So micro daily EMF along with the probiotic daily, that's only $100. I don't know the exact price off the top of my head, but that's only about $100. You go to the premium bundle, you add the collagen. We don't even have time today to talk about the collagen, but the collagen, game changer. You're losing it as you get older. We're losing it as you get older. It affects the brain, affects the body, affects the knees, affects the hips, affects every part of your body is collagen. So that's the premium bundle. That's stepping it up a notch. But the one you want to pay careful, close attention to is a Dr. Prasad's Choice bundle. That's the one. That's the real McCoy right there. And
that one we will add for older people the digestive enzyme.
Yeah. That one right there, you add the digestive enzyme to that, because go ahead and make sure you buy the take advantage of the special on the digestive enzyme. But this is the one you want to make sure is your subscription right now. So your subscription base is going to be the Dr. Prasad's Core 4. And like I said, it's only about $200. And I'm giving you round numbers on this. If you want the Dr. Prasad's Choice, I mean the micro daily EMF in hydro, it's only like an additional $5. So it's not that much more to get the hydro form of the product. And that's the one that my wife and I use. Is we use the hydro form of the EMF. It's a powder. You just mix it in water and it absorbs, and it's very, very, very powerful and incredible. So it's very simple. You just get back with the person who invited you, and they will help you to set up your subscription, and they will get you started. Before we take a few of your questions, folks, take a screenshot of this next screen right here, because tomorrow Tomorrow, Dr. Prasad is coming back with us again, and we're going to be talking
Yes,
about children.
right, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, now more than ever, children need micronutrients.
Yes.
If any of you have heard of RSV, that's a big deal going around right now. Kids are going back to school.
Mhm.
In the entire country here in the United States, it is
Yeah.
still recommended that a certain course of treatments and prevention be given to children. Some of the children are having adverse reactions to some of it. That's
Mhm.
okay. But we are talking about nutrients, food that
And build
children
your immune
should be
system.
given. Build their immune system up. And Dr. Prasad is going to give us earful of that
Sure.
tomorrow. So take a screenshot of this, and this is what we'll be discussing tomorrow. So can we take a few of the questions in, Dr. Prasad?
Sure.
And if you folks would, just keep in mind that because our subject has primarily been about digestive enzymes today, we really would like to try to contain our questions to digestive enzymes. If you have other questions, make sure you just hold those for Ask Dr. Prasad night, when that's covered on a Wednesday or a Thursday night, whenever that is. During the
Goodness.
month. So Sharon has the first question. I think I saw one or two in the chat also, but go ahead. Okay, we got to give Sharon the ability to unmute herself. So let's see if you can
Yeah,
do that.
so it was about, can the digestive boost help with people that have a allergic reaction to like peanuts or other nuts? And the other one was about cancer and the digestion of the intestinal thing.
Okay. What about that first part there, Dr. Prasad? Can the
Yeah, I think the allergy reaction is a different issue. I'm not sure if digestive enzyme will help it, because that's a genetics. Some people are allergic to certain things, and the only thing is to avoid them, And but I don't think you can take a peanuts and don't get allergy because you are taking a digestive enzyme.
Okay, so Sharon, that's a no. It does not have any effect whatsoever on nut allergies. And your other question you said was about the impact of these digestive enzymes on, what else did you say?
Like colon cancer, people have colon cancer of the intestines. So
Oh, no, I think the digestive enzyme would be okay.
Yeah.
Under those
No, will it
conditions.
help? Will it help?
Well, I don't think it will help, for a cancer go away, but it will at least give you a good quality life, good feeling that you are digesting it, because colon cancer can interfere with the secretion of the enzyme produced by the intestine. So, but the best thing is, of course, for colon cancer, the best thing is to get oncologist advice, get treated, and take a therapeutic dose of micronutrient that we have, EMF. That should be very helpful.
Yep. So triple doses of the micro daily would help there with that, Sharon. Okay.
And then you take that chemo or radiation, whatever the doctor will recommend it. You can take it too, and actually it will enhance their effectiveness rather than interfere them. If
No
you are
contraindication.
Therapeutic dose, yeah.
Yep, no contraindication.
And,
Okay.
and if oncologists want to talk to me, I will be glad to talk to him about this.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon, for your question. Here's another question. Someone asks, do these digestive enzymes act as systemic enzymes, which some use to fight disease, remove excess fibrin, which causes clots, and boost the immune system? Do these digestive enzymes behave that way?
Yeah, and digestive enzyme is only one kind of digestive enzyme. There is no other type of digestive enzyme. And therefore, it will help everything that she said. And there is no systemic digestive enzyme is only one form. And so it will help a great deal. Yes.
Okay. So this is primarily, though, for the digestive system,
right?
Not targeting things like fibrin and other things.
But fibrin is a complex one. Is a complex carbohydrate. It will get digested.
Okay, but still digestion.
It is a digestion, yes.
Okay.
Starch and fiber are very complex carbohydrate.
Okay. Okay.
For that, we have an alpha galactosidase that will be breaks down very easily and absorbed.
Gotcha. So Gail was asking that question. Gail, I think that's a different kind of enzyme you're thinking about, Gail, that has to do with disease in other parts of the body. Dr. Prasad's digestive enzymes are primarily for digestion purposes. That's the main focus of this.
Yeah.
That's a different story. Okay. And someone else has any other question then for Dr. Prasad?
Jonathan, I just wanted to know this, Marie.
Marie, go ahead, Marie.
Okay, clearly on the gallbladder, if you no longer have a gallbladder, you said it's okay to take this new nutrient, right?
So Dr. Prasad,
Yeah.
you
Yes.
understand what she's saying? She's asking if a person does not have gallbladder, which they have dietary restrictions where they should not eat fatty foods.
Right.
So without that gallbladder, so they can take digestive enzymes before they eat, and then they can now.
That's right, because now they can digest it because lipase probably is not secreted under that condition. So that's why they say don't take it, but we have a lipase, so she doesn't have to worry about it.
All right.
I didn't know you couldn't eat bacon. I eat bacon all the time. I don't have a problem though.
Yeah. Oh well, fatty things is not a good thing for most people.
Yeah, but
who
try
don't
it,
have a
see
gallbladder.
how it works.
I will. Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Okay, last chance. We've gone a few minutes past our time with Dr. Prasad. So our main thing here, folks, the main thing here is you now know about the special offer. Today is the end of the promotion. Buy two, get one free. Now's the time to stock up. That's exactly what I would suggest. So now's the time to stock up on the product and get plenty of it. And today you want to start inviting folks to the meeting tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be talking about children, every grandmother, every parent, every person that you know of that cares about children, aunts and uncles and grandmas and moms, get them here for that discussion tomorrow. Same channel, same everything. So you don't have to worry about the right code or the right anything else to get them to. Okay, so very simple. So Dr. Prasad, again, sir, thank you very much for taking time to join us with this discussion. We appreciate so much you're taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us.
Well, I always enjoy it.
Like this. There's so many other things that you could be doing. So folks, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate everyone coming out on this Saturday afternoon for this special presentation. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thank you again, Dr. Prasad.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye,
Dr. Prasad and Jonathan.
Bye, Jonathan.
Thank you, John. Okay, Dr. Prasad. Both of y'all.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you all. Thank you so much for coming.
Excellent
Thank you,
information.
everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you.